Hello, hi everyone. Um, let's see. What I wanted to talk about is if I could get some guidance on this notion of getting clarity when it's time to make a choice. For instance, when it's moment to moment thing, something that is quite easy to navigate, it's based on how you feel. But what about when it's something that is sort of far in advance and you can't quite feel the feeling at the moment. You're just holding the space, because what happens to me often is I try to hold the space, and then the thing it could be something quite insignificant, but I just want to understand the process. So it gets closer and closer to the moment, and then it happens, and then I guess what I'm trying to navigate is this difference between being spontaneous and being deliberate, and being able to feel my way to the choices that I'm making and summoning the energy through the feeling. Can we please get some guidance on that?
Yes, if you are deliberate about why but spontaneous about how, that will assist you in understanding this more. So, if your idea, if that why that's coming to you and you're receiving it, and then you describe that as holding it in a place until it's time to act, if you keep that to be deliberate, because the feeling of receiving idea is a magnificent place to be in, and if you have that dominantly, if your deliberate intent is to have that dominantly within you, then you sense that and have that awareness of everything that exists as a set point. And then from that point on, you can be spontaneous about how you're going to move in next set of question answer dance that's going to take you step by step into seeing that beautiful physical manifestation. So spontaneous about how means that you're always dancing between why and the how until you eventually see that full picture of original why, of original idea you have received. We have excitement about speaking more specific places. It's been months about receiving general thoughts, and while we love keeping you in a place of concept that can be applied and you can go ahead and discover it, we're also excited to hear about specific situations that will allow you to apply it immediately there and have more of that application in this setting, in this forum of vibrational exchange, so you can go ahead and then apply that to something else. So we're excited to have this question answer dance with you right now. So be specific about one of those examples based off of your question.
No, I think you answered the question beautifully, because it's not really specific. Like I said, it could be something very, very silly. But like, I just want to make sure I'm doing it from a feeling place that of knowing, and it comes. Oftentimes, I don't get that feeling, and then I don't end up doing it, and then I do end up doing it at the end without any deliberateness. So it's kind of all over the place. So it's like it's this dance or this.
Let's talk about that feeling that you call all over the place. You see, that feeling of all over the place is there only when you do not embrace the question answer within that bigger picture that you want to see. When you expect to receive an idea and see it immediately in your physicality, or to see an idea and have time in between scheduled to see that reality. So that's why we wanted to talk more in detail about you, about more specific example that will give you more clarity, regardless of how silly or insignificant it means or it seems to you at the moment. It is always the same process.
Okay, so it could be something as small as like I'm enjoying my day with my kids, being fully present. But then I say, I'm not gonna, this is gonna be funny, but I'm not gonna watch the Abraham Live broadcast in the middle of the day so I can spend time with my kids. And then I get this urge, I wanna watch it now. And then I end up doing it. And it's like a mess because the kids are yelling and screaming. Had I planned it energetically, um, knowing that, yes, I do want to do this and have that space, I would have had the kids comfortable and all this. And that happens to me all the time.
So you can have it all, even if it's not before that planned out. You see, you can have and find such ease that when you make a last minute decision about something, you can have it all. You can have something planned out one way and then within split seconds to switch all of that up. Now, the part here in this particular situation you described was more about your excitement about making spontaneous decision was mixed up about guilt of not taking care of your children, and mixed up maybe with mistrust that your children can go along the way with your new exciting spontaneous experience. So talk more about that.
I don't think it's well, it could be guilt. It's a matter of like doing things at when the timing is perfect, but then again my excitement gets in the way, which it should, I guess.
So you were finding that excitement. So you have excitement about switching original plan. And then what? Then while you're switching and following your excitement, you're also observing something else that's affected by it. Yes?
And it's too late because then the kids are yelling while I'm listening and they're like, Mommy, Mommy. Had I planned it ahead with.
So your belief is that if you make this spontaneous thing, even minutes before, that your kids will not have heads up in order to organize themselves so everyone can have blissful experience. This is the thing that we want to bring to your attention, that this is the belief that context that does not really serve you. You can have your such powerful focusing mechanism, you and every other focusing mechanism in physicality, that you can switch these things around within moments. There was an event that was planned to take place in one place in Puerto Rico, and for the reasons of general context, it was not possible as of a few days ago. And within moments of beautiful dance of people being in on this organization for this event, the event has switched place to a more comfortable place, and within less than 8 or 9 hours, everyone was rebooked without fees with the hotels and with the airplanes, and switched place and ecstatically continues to plan the trip even though it's a completely new location. So we are talking about moments and about something that it's not as usual, but if this particular moment in time, this moment by moment that you're experiencing, there's a lot of movement that's been created because steady courses of thought are at this particular moment shifted up. That is to train you, to allow you to train yourself if you desire so, to have these spontaneous ease about context being changed and then you getting ahead in your own thought about them. So we brought this as an example that we find similar to the one that you talk about, but we really want to talk some more about this particular context that you're used to, that your kids need some regular amount of time that they're used to in order to switch their focus from one to another. So talk more about that.
Well, actually, that this is related to this idea of how you talk about being about focused and unfocused to allow for the question and the answer. And because I had a lot of contrast within myself the past week because I was focusing too much on um, the dream world and all the possibilities, and I wasn't present, and I felt horrible. because I think I need the balance of
Yes.
presence. So I think what you mean by unfocus is both non-thought and presence, being very present in the now and enjoying the beautiful life that I've manifested.
The beauty of the question answer dance is that you recognize and you embrace the movement from one to another. And when we say question answer dance, and you described it as a dream world and physical reality where you give focus, when you're in this dream world, you get yourself in a place of unfocused, when you're receiving ideas, where all these new things that can come up in your physicality if you choose to, or they don't have to, that you're enjoying, and then integrating that into your physicality. Kosta has been finding his own balance within this because he has had tremendously, significantly more time in what you describe as dream world when he's unfocused, that he even had some things show up in his body as a reminder that he can find better balance. Because you see, having the huge chunks of time in one or another can be sometimes not as easy, not as comfortable to integrate when you're switching from one to another. So understanding your integration, understanding your dream world, and then being okay to not be as long as a dream world maybe, because you know that you can always come back to it, and then integrate it and finding new ways and new balances, and play with this amount of time that you spend in a dream world and then amount of time that you spend in your focusing time. And you will know at every moment in time where you feel like your focusing environment is even causing you movement to move towards the vibration of question, where it moves you a little bit more towards the place where you are asking, the place where you're feeling maybe slight discomfort or a thought that it's not as easy as it was. That's the best time to go and take this power unfocusing moments that do not have to last long time. They can last minutes, they can last dozens of minutes, they can last hours based off of what's happening. But to have this harmony within yourself while you're actively interacting with others, while you're actively really dancing between question and answer, is the most beautiful part of discovery that you can search for.
Yeah, that's great. I love that so much. I kind of find that out this week, and I just wanted to talk about it with you just for confirmation. So thank you so much. That's great.
Excellent exchange. Beautiful conversation.
Thank you. I love you guys.